What's going on, YouTube? Jordan from Stuff and Things Today. In this episode, I'm going to teach you how to add a new networked printer to a print server the correct way. I got a ticket the other day in where somebody got a new network MFP. So one of my junior techs is like, "Hey, I'd like to do that. Will you make a video on it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. That's my next video." So typically, we need to have the new printer on site, get out of the box, needs to be plugged into power and data, then have toner and paper in it already, right? So we're going to need to print a config sheet or get the IP address of that printer from the little embedded screen there. So once we do that, we need to get a universal print driver from the manufacturer's website. So like, I'm going to use HP for example. So I'm going to go over here to HP. So I already have my file downloaded over here. So I'm going to be on a 2019 server. So you have to tell it that you would like a 2019 print driver. So I'm going to select Windows, and whatever you're on, use that. So like if you got a small business server, use the small business one. I'm using the 2019 server, so I picked that. I already have this thing downloaded, so I'm going to go over to my customer server here. All right, here we are on their server. So I'm going to send the files that I have downloaded here to the server. Get the part file right here. All right. See our transfer here. Looks like that guy's sending over. So what I want to do now is I want to pull up print management because that's where we manage our printers. All right, print management here. All right, so we see we've got our print server deployed printers, right? So open up print server. See, we've only got the one in there. Expand that guy out. And we've got drivers. So that's where we are going to need our print driver. All right, looks like our download has finished. So we go over here, right click on where it says drivers. We want to add driver. So this thing's going to be looking for a .inf file extension. So we want to do next, and then typically I'll download like a 64 and a 32-bit, but I know the server and all of the people that would be trying to add this printer are using 64-bit operating system because I installed their PC. So I'm just going to do next on 64-bit. If you have users using 32-bit systems, install the 32-bit also. So then we've got Windows Update, select your printer, or have disk. This time we want have disk. So then we need to point it at this file here on my desktop. So I'm going to do browse. Desktop. Desktop. All right, so I apparently need to extract this guy. All right, so I have that extracted into my downloads folder. So we're looking for this .inf file. So we have all this kind of stuff going on here. All these different ones. All right, so I'm going to pick this one. Open. Okay. And then we should see our universal print driver. So we click on that guy, do next, and finish. All right, so now that we have that done here, we go back to the printer screen where we would need the IP address that we have from our configuration sheet or from standing at the printer and taking it down on a piece of paper. That thing is not responding, so I had to kill it there and wait for it. So we see we have our HP Universal Print Driver right here. Got it shared, looks good. go over here to printers, and we want to add printer, and we want to use a TCP IP port. So I don't actually have a printer that I'm setting up right now, but if I did, I would hit next, then I would give it the IP address, and then we would do next, 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 and then it should say successfully added after a minute, and then it should show up here in printers under print management. So one of the other things we'd have to do, say I just added this Gestetner here. You got to make sure that this option here says remove from directory, but we would want to add it to the directory because it doesn't come that way by default. So if right there, it would say add to directory, or we can go over here to properties, and then there should be an option for list in directory here. So we do sharing and list in directory right there after you give it the right name. So then, once you're ready to do that, or you've done that, you should be able to either pull up Windows Explorer and then do like whack whack server name dash printer name, and it should show up there. Or if you just do the standard thing where you pull up Explorer, you go to your control panel, do view devices and printers, and then you do add a printer, and then it should show up here in your directory. And that's about it, guys. Pretty much take that all the way home. So let's see if we can get that working for us. Got any questions? Hit me up in the comments. Thanks.